Have you ever felt like you're just treading water with your finances? You know, that feeling where one unexpected bill could change absolutely everything? Well, today we're going to talk about a single milestone, a specific financial buffer that can completely shift your entire world from that constant survival mode to a place of real stability and growth. Okay, let's just dive right in. Most of us, at any given time, are doing one of two types of math in our heads. Over on the left, you've got the math of survival. It's urgent, it's immediate, it's all about can I make it through the next few days? And then on the right, you have the math of stability. This is about looking ahead, it's about planning, it's about actually building a future. These two mindsets, man, they feel like they're a world apart, don't they? So, what is it? What's the one thing that lets a person cross that huge chasm from the left column over to the right? And here's a hint. It's not necessarily about getting a huge raise or winning the lottery. Nope. It's something way more attainable, and it's what this entire explainer is all about. To really understand the solution, we first have to get a handle on the problem. And that means we need to get right inside the psychology of what it actually feels like to live in survival mode. This quote just perfectly captures that feeling, doesn't it? It's not about a lack of desire, it's not about a lack of smarts. It's about having absolutely zero mental and emotional bandwidth. When every single ounce of your energy is spent just keeping your head above water, there is nothing left in the tank to plan, to strategize, or to learn a new skill. You are constantly just reacting to things, never proactively acting. You know, this whole behavior, the thing that keeps people trapped, it actually has a name: panic decisions. These are the kinds of choices we make when our backs are completely against the wall. They give us that immediate relief we're desperate for, but they almost always come at a much, much higher cost down the road. And here's some real-life examples we can all probably relate to. Ignoring that check engine light. Sure, it saves you $100 today, but it could cost you thousands when the engine finally gives out. Swiping a high-interest credit card for one emergency can easily spiral into years of debt. See, in that moment of panic, every single one of these choices makes perfect sense, but all they do is dig the hole just a little bit deeper. So how in the world do we break the cycle? Let's talk about the turning point. This is where we introduce the whole concept of the 3-month wall. It's almost deceptively simple. The entire foundation for escaping survival mode is built on just one concept: having a buffer, a cushion, just something that stands between you and total financial chaos. And the magic number is 3. So what does this even mean? 3 what? It means having 3 months of your baseline expenses saved up in cash. And listen, this isn't your full income. It's the absolute bare minimum you need to live for 3 months. We're talking rent, utilities, food, gas. That's the target. And this is so, so important. The 3-month wall is not just an emergency fund. Think of it as a psychological and a strategic turning point. It's the moment the math in your head literally changes, letting you shift from that reactive panic to deliberate, intentional growth. Okay, so you've got this wall of cash. What does it actually do for you? How does it work in the real world? Well, it's all about creating breathing room. Because, see, this money isn't really for spending. Its main job, its number one purpose, is to create space. Mental space, emotional space, and strategic space. It's the freedom from that constant, immediate pressure that finally lets you think clearly. And here's exactly what that room unlocks. First, it absorbs shocks. That check engine light is now just an annoying inconvenience you can deal with, not some catastrophe that ruins your entire month. Second, it lets you evaluate your options. If you lose your job, you actually have time to find the right next move, not just grab the very first one that comes along. And finally, it gives you the stability to execute plans. You just can't think about investing or long-term goals when you're worried about next week's rent. The wall gives you that solid ground you need to finally start building. So let's take a look at what life is actually like on the other side. This is the big shift to true stability. So here we are, right back where we started. But now we get it, right? We understand the bridge that connects these two worlds. The 3-month wall is what lets you stop obsessing over the urgent math of survival and finally start doing the important, forward-looking math of stability. You're no longer asking if I can. You're asking how and when. Oh, I love this metaphor. When you're trying to build this thing, saving every single dollar, it can feel like you're building a prison wall around your spending. But the second it's built, you realize its true purpose. It's not trapping you in. It's protecting you from all the chaos on the outside. It becomes your fortress, giving you a secure base to operate from. And that leaves us with one final, really powerful question for you to think about. If you had that fortress, if you had that breathing room, that stability for 3 solid months, what would you do? What would you plan? What would you build? That right there is the power of the 3-month wall.